what I put in there anyway, because I don't.
Good evening. Welcome to the September 24th, 2024 Village of Bolingbrook Board Meeting. Before we proceed, if you would like to address the board regarding anything on this evening's agenda or not, we ask that you fill out the forms located either in the back of the room or right here next to the clerk. If you would all please rise, this evening's pledge will be led by Pastor Stacy. Please join us. We're going to go right here. Thank you, ma'am.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Trustee Zarate. Here. Trustee Quintero.
Here.
Trustee Kelly. Here. Trustee Lawler.
Here.
Trustee Doris.
Here.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Here.
Thank you. May I please have a motion to approve the minutes of our regular board meeting September 10th, 2024?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, second trustee Lawler. Any additions, corrections, or deletions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Next, we have approval of the agenda. This evening, we have Mr. Seckler here instead of Mr. Odelson. Are there any changes to this evening's agenda?
Madam Mayor, I would just note that the agenda should change to reflect that I am here, Ross Seckler, not Bert Olds.
Thank you so much, Mr. Seckler. May I please have a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Carpenzano. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have approval and appointments of boards. Our Plan Commission appointment and swear-in. Tonight, it is my pleasure to welcome a good friend of mine and present Lon Shank for appointment to the position of Vice Chair of the Plan Commission for a one-year term. He has served as a Plan Commissioner since 2006. We appreciate him stepping up to the new role. We served on Plan Commission, he and I, for a couple of years, and it was definitely a pleasure to work with him. May I please have a motion to approve this nomination?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Kelly, second trustee Zarate. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Lon, please join me. Good to see you again.
Pleasure.
You ready?
Anytime.
Big shoes now.
Pardon?
Big shoes. I state your name.
I, Lon Shank,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
and I will faithfully discharge my duties as
and I will faithfully discharge my duties as
Vice Chair of the Plan Commission
Vice Chair of the Plan Commission
to the best of my abilities
to the best of my abilities
in a manner prescribed by law.
and in the manner prescribed by law.
Congratulations. This is yours now.
One, two, three. One, two.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have a proclamation, Fire Prevention Week, October 6th through the 12th. Here in Bolingbrook, we have an amazing fire department led by our fire chief, Jeff LaJoy. The people in the fire department are second to none in handling medical and fire emergencies and keeping us safe. As citizens of this community, it is also our own responsibility to take whatever actions we can to ensure our own safety and that of our neighbors with good fire safety practices. Tonight, we recognize Fire Prevention Week with the following proclamation. Accepting the proclamation is our Fire Marshal Brian Gaston. All of you are going to come up here. How's that? Yes, of course. Absolutely, Chief, and that's why I make sure you're up here front and center every time.
I do, I feel better, I'm more comfortable.
Whereas the Village of Bolingbrook is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting our village, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire, And whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported home fires almost in half, and whereas smoke alarms sense smoke well before you can, alerting you to danger in the event of fire in which you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape safely, whereas the Village of Bolingbrook residents will make sure their smoke alarms meet the needs of all their family members, including those with sensory and physical disabilities, whereas Village of Bolingbrook residents should test smoke alarms at least once a month, and whereas residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire, and whereas Village of Bolingbrook first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education, whereas the 2024 Fire Prevention Week theme, Smoke Alarms, Make Them Work for You, serves to remind us the importance of having working smoke alarms in the home. Now therefore, I, Mary Alexander Basta, the Board of Trustees of Village of Bolingbrook, Will and DuPage Counties, Illinois, do hereby proclaim October 6th through the 12th, 2024, as Fire Prevention Week throughout this village, and I urge all the people of Bolingbrook to make sure their homes have working smoke alarms and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of Bolingbrook's fire and emergency services. It's a lot.
That's a lot to read.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Now you gotta read it. No, I'm kidding. So tell us a little bit, we have some stuff going on too for Fire Prevention Week, right? At one of our,
That's right.
Firehouse 4, I believe?
Yeah, Firehouse 4, located at 1111 West Fountain, on October 5th, between the hours of 10 and 3, we have open house. We welcome everybody to attend. You can meet your local first responders. We're gonna have some demonstrations by our specialty teams. You get to view the firehouse, it's beautiful. We got some new doors, some remodeling's been done. I'll have a table out with some smoke detectors. You can sign up if you need some assistance, either checking or installing it. We have our community reduction team that can come out and assist you. Once again, those detectors will be free. So I have a lot of them, a lot being a lot as in quantity. You can call Fire Administration if you want assistance with that at 630-226-8540 or visit the website. You can simply just enter your information there and a representative will contact you and give you an assistance with that. And also, if you visit us on that open house, we got some light refreshments. It's a good time.
So I learned something because I assisted someone in changing out their smoke detectors. And the ones that you have are pretty cool because they're battery operated, not that plug. So you don't have to worry about that battery going beep, beep, beep in the middle of the night when the battery runs out. Very annoying, right? So this one is like a 10-year. It's like a
So
one and done.
Correct. I just have a donation, so I have both. So if you need either style, I have both of them now. That'll be
Now you
available
tell me
for
after I
everyone,
help
so,
them change
yeah.
it. But it's very easy to, it's very easy to install. But
Yeah.
when are you, how long are these detectors? I know how long the new ones are good for. They're 10 years because I read the directions. But normally when you're in a new construction home or any home, how long are you, because people think if you just switch the battery and the battery works, it's a good detector,
It's
no?
always the general, it's always gonna be 10 years. The newer ones are gonna have a sealed battery, and that's gonna be meant just for 10 years, and it's gonna have an end of life regardless. So 10 years is gonna be that sweet spot for those detectors, or if you see them going off all the time, especially that one by the kitchen, if you see it keep going off all the time, it's time for a new one. So if you can't get to it or need some assistance, again, give us a call, but that's that one that's gonna give you a headache, and usually that's the one that wakes you up at like 3 in the morning.
I have a question. So they don't have to be hardwired, you can just connect?
Not the
Your-
new
Your new
ones.
construction are all hardwired by default. So if you have some, the goal is to have, that's optimal, but we can work with you in the interim if you need to replace some, we can add some. And
Last night mine was going off, and didn't smell nothing, so I was thinking it was carbon monoxide.
I do have some of those wired ones.
Okay.
Yeah, so stop
So
by.
you mean when it goes off,
Fifth.
when it goes off, I get my cookie sheet and just do this. And
No, that works too. That works too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Wait, because you know, Chief LaJoy's favorite time? Your favorite time?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Next time, can you do 3, 2, 1? Thank you, Chief. Next up, we have Clergy Day, October 7th, 2024. Well, we can never have too much prayer, and we're blessed to have quite a few clergy with us this evening. Bolingbrook is a community of faith, with many religions represented by a large number of houses of worship. In recognition of the leaders of our community of faith, the Village of Bolingbrook is issuing the following proclamation commemorating Clergy Day, October 7th. Accepting the proclamation is Pastor Chris Hudson, but I would like to invite all of our clergy that are here with us tonight to please join him. Look at this. You guys okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Whereas the Village of Bolingbrook recognizes the invaluable contributions made by clergy members of Bolingbrook in the spiritual, emotional, and social well-being of our community, and whereas clergy members provide guidance, support, and comfort to individuals and families in times of need, celebrating joys and mourning losses alongside our residents, whereas clergy members foster a sense of unity, compassion, and hope through their tireless service, dedication, and leadership. And whereas the Village of Bolingbrook acknowledges the importance of honoring and celebrating the selfless work of clergy members from all faith traditions who enrich our community with their wisdom, kindness, and commitment to service. Now therefore, I, Mary Alexander Basta, Mayor of the Board of Trustees, Village of Bolingbrook, Will and DuPage Counties, Illinois, do hereby proclaim October 7th, 2024 as Clergy Day in the Village of Bolingbrook and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the outstanding contributions of clergy members in our community. Gather around.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3.
All right. You guys don't go far. We gotta speak. This is the good part right now.
This the good part. You know you can't put a pastor in front of a microphone.
No.
Promise I
Sometimes
won't
we
be long.
need to put them often in front of a microphone.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you. What an honor it is to serve the city of Bolingbrook and Romeoville. That is the purpose of our clergy association, is to bring all of the pastors together so that we can serve this community to the best of our capability. So I'm thankful to have a mayor such as Mayor Boster, who has been so supportive of us and all of the things that we do. And we just want to make sure that our cities know that regardless of color, regardless of what you believe, that we love this community. And we want to come together and serve this community to the best of our capabilities. So we pray that you will see us visible. And I'm calling out to all pastors who may be watching this right now. If you're not a part of the Clergy Association, we're asking you, I'm trying to look at the camera so I can see myself. We're asking you to come out and join because we are more powerful together. And Bolingbrook deserves our 100% service and prayer and staying on the wall for our community. So it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be the chairman of the Clergy Association. And we look forward to working with all of you guys, all of the leaders, from the police departments to fire departments. We are here for you in any capacity that is needed. And so we look forward to serving this community. Amen.
Thank you. You want to introduce the clergy that's here with you this
Yes, I
evening?
will. Well, we have, what do we call him? The secretary? The secretary of the board of the Clergy Association, Pastor Stacy. And then we have Pastor Zilza Trotter. And then we have Pastor Charles Manning. Amen. And to all of my other brothers and sisters of the faith, you should have been here. All right, I'm sorry.
No, thank you all so much for being here. Well, you know, I kind of, what'd you call me, the Velvet Hammer, right?
Yeah.
Well, we always appreciate you being here and all the activities and keeping Bolingbrook and all of its residents in your prayers. And obviously our elected officials as well as our staff, and no such thing as too much prayer. So we appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you
as
so
well.
much. Thank you. All right, is there anyone here this evening that wishes to address the board regarding anything on this evening's agenda? All right, seeing none, we're going to move on to bill approval, bill listing A, $1,080,408.96. Bill listing B, $1,185,351.05, for a total of $2,270,765.01. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve the bill listing?
So move.
Trustee Doris, second trustee Lawler. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly? Yes. Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next are tax receipts, July 2024 state income tax, $646,984.22, which is a 2.4% decrease from a year ago. June 2024 sales tax, $3,659,848.25, a 1.8% decrease from a year ago. July 2024 motor fuel tax, $280,547.55, 6.3% increase from 1 year ago. June 2024 state administrative fee, $29,776.06. Next, we have our motions. First motion is motion approving low bid for town center campus improvement by autonomous shared use paths from Meneville Construction Company Incorporated. And for those of you that don't know, because I didn't know, that means asphalt. They couldn't have just put asphalt, they had to put bituminous.
What's the asphalt that we typically recognize, as was explained? There's also cement asphalt.
You know, I just figure engineering terms, that's okay. I'll get my next degree in engineering. The proposed work includes the construction of new bituminous shared use paths. We have secured a DCEO grant with $250,000 from DCEO HD, which means house, and $200,000 from DCEO SD, which means Senate. This project is included in the village's annual fiscal year 25 capital improvement budget with a total allocation of $600,000. The qualified responsive bid has been received and it aligns with the engineering estimates. This is basically the paths that will be in the phase 2 of the pond project that we weren't able to get to in phase 1 because of the astronomical amount of rain we received in March and April. The bid amount is $406,745, which is 9.25% below the engineering estimate. This has been reviewed and approved by relevant staff and officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next motion is approving the low bid for town center campus improvements, lighting and electrical from Ray's Electrical Services LLC. This is another part of the same project, which will put lighting around the pond and the path to make it safe and beautiful, more beautiful. We have secured, again, DCEO grants with $250,000 from DCEO HD House and $200,000 from the Senate. This project is included in the village's 25 capital improvement budget with a total allocation of $600,000. The qualified responsive bid has been reviewed and is consistent with the engineering estimates. The cost of the project is $210,449.20, which is 10.41 below the engineer's estimate. Reviewed and approved by staff and officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Trustee
Second.
Lawler, second trustee Kelly. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. We're looking forward to having these improvements. Correct, Mr. Eastman? Completed before the winter walk. Right, Lucas? I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything. It's just, how I feel about the winter walk.
Well, you should feel good. I saw earlier weather report that all the rain that we got today equaled the entire rain for the month of September in prior years. So we should be done with rain.
So none in October?
I'm not a weather person, and you know how often they are correct, but that was just a stat.
Okay, very good. Well, I have two engineers
I wish it worked that way.
saying that the bituminous gravel and pavement and asphalt is going to be done. Okay. Resolutions. Resolution 24R-099, approving purchase of Vicon Mudslinger MS500 truck-mounted vacuum on a 2025 Ford F650 truck 4x2, 26,000 GVWR truck from EJ Equipment Incorporated. The smaller vacuum truck offers versatility and enables access to areas that the larger vacuum truck cannot reach. This machine will aid in graffiti removal and support power washing and cleaning projects. The total cost is $270,716, which is $4,284 under the budgeted amount of $275,000. This has been reviewed and approved by our Public Services Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? Please have a motion to approve.
So move.
Trustee Zarate?
Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-100, approving purchase of an MT100 mini track loader from Atlas Bobcat. The small track loader will help minimize additional damage to work areas and is particularly useful for navigating backyards and tight spaces between houses. It will also facilitate the trenching of various materials, including weighted lines, electrical lines, and water piping for our stormwater collection system. The total cost is $43,599.87, which is $1,400.13 under the budgeted amount of $45,000. This also has been reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Any questions? Motion to approve?
So move.
Trustee
Second.
Doris, second trustee Lawler. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thanks. Resolution 24R-101, approving purchase of a new flight model SR-4670 sludge storage submergible mixer pump from Xylon Water Solutions USA Incorporated for wastewater treatment facility number 1, located at 151 Royce Road. Now, I know what this is and I know what it prevents, and I'm glad that we're getting it. Just saying. Of course, Lucas has to laugh. The current mixer is not functional, resulting in poor mixing of the storage tank, which creates odor issues. Inadequate mixing can also lead to non-compliant sludge samples required by the IEPA and US EPA, potentially causing farmers to reject them from land application. You guys know what this is now? What we're talking about? Got it. Total cost of a new mixer is $41,761.60, which is $4,999 under the budgeted amount of $46,761. Reviewed and approved by our Public Services Committee. Any questions from the trustees? Anybody opposed to buying this sludge mixer? All right, may I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Doris, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next resolution, 24R-102, approving purchase of a Dry Prime NC 150S diesel pump from Xylem Water Solutions USA. The current pump was purchased 20 years ago and has become worn, unreliable, and difficult to source replacement parts. A reliable and efficient pump is essential for improving emergency utility services. Additionally, having dependable backup pumps is a requirement outlined in the Village of Bolingbrook's Capacity Maintenance Operating and Management Plan, known as CMOM. I kind of like that, CMOM. Why not see Dad when there's a problem? Yeah, CMOM.
Mom has better solutions.
In the event of a catastrophic incident at either a lift station or a treatment plant, a reliable backup pump is crucial. The total cost for the new pump is $53,466.45, which is $19,019.55 under the budgeted amount of $72,486. Reviewed and approved by Public Services Committee. Any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Trustee Kelly?
Second.
Trustee Carpenzano? Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Thanks. Motion carries. Resolution 24R-103, amending 24R-088, approving change orders for the pavilion project. You know, that pavilion was a big hit, but we're still working on it. Still got some ways to go. It's okay. Resolution 24R-088, authorize the payment of the change orders. However, the total of the final change orders exceeded the initially authorized amount. Therefore, this amendment ensures that the authorized amount now matches the total of the final change order for the project. Has been reviewed and approved by relevant personnel and officials. Are there any questions from the trustees? Motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Doris. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Thank you. Our next resolution, 24R-104, objecting, opposing, and protesting approval of a May amendment and several special use permits and variances for a parcel of property within 1 1/2 miles of the Village of Bolingbrook. You all have received emails regarding this project, I'm sure, because you were copied on all the ones I received. And I'm sure we'll be getting more. This is located at the southeast corner of Essington Road and 127th Street. PIN numbers 07-01-36-100-001, 07-01-36-100-002-0000, and 07-01-36-300-001-0000, under case number Z as in zebra, C-24-066, to be heard on October 1st, 2024. A zoning application numbered ZC-24-066 was filed with the Will County Zoning Board and is scheduled to be heard on October 1st, 2024. The application requests an amendment to the zoning map along with several special use permits and variances for an area located less than 1.5 miles from the boundaries of Bolingbrook. If approved, this application could significantly impact the welfare, safety, and quality of life for properties in the surrounding village. This resolution formally objects to, opposes, and protests the approval of the application. Additionally, this resolution will require a 3/4 supermajority vote from the county board rather than the standard simple majority. This has been reviewed and approved by relevant personnel and officials. I think you guys are all familiar with it, but for those of you that aren't, there's a parcel on the corner of 127 and Essington. It's very, very close to a Bolingbrook school, Liberty Elementary, although part of the Plainfield School District, it's a Bolingbrook school. It's, they want to do additional quarrying, truck traffic, dust, the roads, and the impact to our residents is not something that we think, that we can agree with. It's just not the right place compared to, and it will impact the quality of life. I mean, we were dealing with this in the one parcel that is in the village of Bolingbrook, and we had litigation on that. So residents have reached out. It is not in our jurisdiction. This is part of Will County. The hearing will be held in Joliet. We do encourage anybody and everybody that obviously has objections to it to go and attend the meeting or send emails to the Will County board members. Although I have to tell you, the link to the board members on the website was down a couple days ago. So I guess we can figure that out. But October 1st at Joliet, meetings at 7?
6:30.
6:30?
Yep.
Meetings at 6:30. Joliet, that's where the Will County Board always holds its meetings, so it's not like they're doing it to be distant. Anyway, any questions from the trustees? May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Quintero, second trustee Carpenzano. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Thank you. Our next ordinance and our final ordinance for this evening, 24-046, ordinance amending the Bolingbrook Municipal Code regarding elected officials' duties and compensation. This ordinance is presented in accordance with the Illinois Constitution and state law, which mandate that compensation for elected officials be approved at least 180 days prior to the commencement of the next term of office. It is important to note that elected officials' compensation pertains to the office rather than the individual, making it crucial to confirm the compensation amounts before the election. The ordinance aims to provide transparency and clarify the duties and compensation of all elected officials. This is subject to attorney approval. It does have, for the sake of transparency, additional funds for the office of the mayor as per your documentation. Any questions from the trustees? May I please have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Trustee
Second.
Quintero, second trustee Carpenzano. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Kelly?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Quintero?
Yes.
Thank you, and that motion carries as well. Concludes the business portion. Any questions from anyone in the public? No? All that fun stuff and you guys don't have any questions? All right. Well, before we turn it over to trustee comments, I think our attorney has some stuff he wants to share. They've been working diligently on a project. Before I turn it over to you, I'm sorry. You guys probably all know that we had this amazing event held in the village of Bolingbrook. Not this past weekend, the weekend before, right?
Yes.
All the days kind of come together. The Live tournament. So it didn't just put us on a national platform, it put us on an international platform. We're very proud of our community and the success that we achieved. We were the highest attended domestic event in the history of Live was on Saturday. We had 15,000 people who visited our community. Our hotels were booked, our restaurants were utilized. We were very proud of our community, but I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to our major departments that secured the safety of those in attendance, as well as the surrounding neighborhoods, led by Chief Rampa in the police department, who always sits in the back of the room. You know, he's got to watch everybody's back. So thank you, Chief, to you and your staff and the dedication. Also, Chief LaJoy and the fire staff. We didn't have any major incidences as far as I'm aware of, just maybe a bump and some heat. It was hot. And also Public Works, who helped us with signage and cones. And you know what? They said we couldn't do it, and we did. They said that our course was too easy, and it wasn't. They threw everything at us, and we proved them all wrong. And I couldn't be more proud of the community, the Bolingbrook Golf Club, the staff, public safety, public security, the trustees. I mean, someone says we showed up and we showed out, and we sure did. And I'm very proud to be not just the mayor of Bolingbrook, but a resident of Bolingbrook. So thank you to all those who made this event the success that it was. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I will report briefly to give everyone an update regarding the Illinois American Water Company proposed rate increase matter that's pending before the Illinois Commerce Commission. Without getting too deep into the nitty-gritty, a lot of the case and the issues are hyper-technical and extremely complicated with a lot of different entities and parties that are all involved, including some other municipalities, other interest groups, et cetera. The long and short of it is Illinois American Water, and I believe a couple other water companies, but mainly Illinois American Water wants to get their water rates increased. And in order to do that, has to get approval by the Illinois Commerce Commission, the ICC. As you recall, in July of 2024, the village showed up and there were hundreds of public comments made at a forum that expressed the real impact that the current high water rates and what an increased water rate will do on individual residents and citizens. This has been an ongoing fight against the Illinois American Water's proposed water rate increase, which we have alleged and we have labeled as an illegal rate hike. And that is, we have, on behalf of the village, have actually filed our own brief and our own briefings, as well as joining with certain the Citizens Utility Board, Industrial Water Consumers, and other collective organizations, but we are the only municipality that is outright fighting and a complete hike. We do not want any hike. We don't think that they're entitled to it. We think, and we've made our arguments as to why and how any increase will just be detrimental to our residents. This goes before first an administrative law judge who makes recommendation, and then it'll go before the entire ICC. I think the key point is the job of the ICC is to set what's called just and reasonable rates. And so we are making the argument and have made the argument on behalf of the village and its residents that increasing those rates is not just or reasonable. And it was very helpful, I believe, my understanding, to those intimately involved in the case, that those public comments and those specific examples of how the rates are already too high are extremely helpful in our case and how we're trying to present this to the ICC, who those commissioners are all, many from local government themselves, and have sworn an oath to uphold, their duties in the Constitution and the laws of Illinois, and have that duty to do what's right. So that's what we hope. A lot of we've joined certain other parts of the hyper-technical rate calculations and other parts of the case too, but without getting too deep into that, the crux of it, and the only municipality that's totally and completely standing up to this illegal rate hike is Bolingbrook. We're doing that on the village and its residents' behalf and trying to fight hard. And, we won't likely get a full decision until about at least December or so. But happy to report that the briefings are all filed, and we're just getting ready to keep going from there.
Thank you.
I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any, to the extent that other lawyers in our firm are deep into the nitty-gritty of it, but
We're going to keep fighting. Quality of life includes water.
Yeah, and I mentioned this at the last meeting, you know, Bolingbrook became a town incorporated due in part to some issues they had with the water delivery and water and sewer delivery company back in the late 50s and early 60s. So this is not a new situation. There was the move to swap assets and have the Lake Michigan water brought because there was no water in the water table, similar to what Joliet is going through. So there's a history of this situation for a long time, and we appreciate any help that we can get in getting this hopefully resolved in our favor, in all of our residents' favor.
Thank you.
I'm a history buff.
Trustee Zarate?
Oh, I did want one other
sorry.
thing, if I may. I was reminded with the fire department here today, I was aware that they presented recognition to a young man by the name of Nick Trotter for saving a life at a local restaurant. A patron collapsed, and he arranged to also to get 911 call, but also apply CPR until our extremely talented paramedics got there and were able to provide services and save the life. I've known Nick and his parents, Mike and Carol Trotter, for over 30 years, and this is something that is normal, behavior that's normal for him. He currently coaches the boys and girls soccer program at Bolingbrook High School. He's also on the security staff there. But it's a credit to him and to the Trotter family for the way that they were raised and how they look out for each other. And I wanted to at least get the word out. I saw it. I heard about it. It wasn't there the day it happened, but I did hear about it, and I appreciate the fire department recognizing him for his efforts. It occurred in the last month. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. On Saturday, we had the honor of hosting El Grito. El Grito,
Previous Saturday.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. It was a beautiful event, was hosted by Chewy and Margarita Serna. It was Mexican Independence Day. It was packed. It was really nice. Everybody, came out and had a good time. I would like to thank our police officers, everybody who was there to make sure everything was safe. And you know what? They do it every time. I can't give the police department and everybody involved here at the village who helps out, it was just a wonderful event. And I just want to give the mayor a thank you for letting us have these really nice events here in Becca Village Hall, because you know what? I've heard a lot of people from other areas say, we wish we could have this in our village. And so we're very lucky. We are very lucky to have all these events, and more coming because of the holidays. So once again, thank you for everybody who came out and for everyone who helped. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Zarate. Quick reminder, it is Harvest Week this week. So pack the pantries, the local food pantries, some of which are doing some special outreach, including the West Suburban Community Pantry, which partnered up with the Bolingbrook Park District. So at both of their facilities, the BRAC and Anne Reno, they have collection boxes, most needed items, pasta, peanut butter, shelf-stable meats, canned fruits, canned soup, and baby diapers and wipes. So you can drop off those items at the BRAC or at the Anne Reno Community Center on behalf of Harvest Week, and those will go to benefit the West Suburban Community Pantry. You can also fill any of our micro pantries around town. I'm sure they would appreciate the donation. Something happening tomorrow, just so everyone is aware, the villages of Romeoville, Plainfield, and Bolingbrook, along with the Illinois Department of Transportation, are hosting a public hearing in regards to the I-55, 126, Lockport Street, and Airport Road interchanges. I hope I got those all correct. So if you are interested in what is being proposed there, as a part of sort of the phase 1 study and planning process, you can attend the public hearing tomorrow, Wednesday, September 25th, from 3:30 until 6:30. You can drop in anytime, and it's being hosted at the new Ovation Center, 349 South Weber Road in Romeoville. If you wish to have a public hearing, a public comment recorded, there'll be a court reporter there. You can have your public comment recorded tomorrow, 3:30 to 6:30 at the Ovation Center. Thank you.
Thanks, trustee. Just an event down the pipeline in mid-November. I just want to give a highlight to the Evening of Honor that'll be held at Bolingbrook High School. This is our symphonic band and wind symphony that will be playing tunes and selections from our patriotic performances. This will be held at 365 Raider Way, again, at Bolingbrook High School at 7:30 p.m. General admission is $5, but it's always great to just donate and support our local artists and musicians in our community, in our schools, and to see our police and fire and residents come together in one place. So Evening of Honor is always a great night to be and celebrate. So again, 11/13, this is in November, 7:30 at BHS. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to remind everyone about the Fire Department Open House coming up on Saturday, October 5th. It's lots of fun for the kids. There's lots of things for them to do. It's at Fire Station 4 from 10 to 3 on Saturday, October 5th.
Thank you, Trustee Kelly. No announcements, just a quick thank you, and it's worth it to be redundant. Thank you to our public safety, including our Bolingbrook Police Department, Bolingbrook Fire Department, and Public Works for keeping all our residents safe and visitors during the LIV tournament. Thank you also to the mayor and the staff for the months of planning and all their due diligence to bring this great event to our amazing village. So thank you all. That's all.
Thank you. Lucas, Kat, anything?
I would also just like to thank the building department for their work in the LIV. I know they didn't get mentioned in there, but they inspected all the structures out there and made sure that they were safe. So thank you to Matt Eastman and his team as well.
Yes.
All right. We have no executive session this evening. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Zarate, second trustee Doris. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We stand adjourned.